they needed him. وَإِذْنْ وَلِي الْأَمْرِ, and the permission of the one authority is min bab al-siyasa. It's from the stance of politics, min bab al-dar al-fitn, removing the trials and tribulations, wa dar mafasid, the harms. وَهَذَا أَمْرَ لَا بُدْ مِنْهُ, and it's a matter that is a must. He repeats it, أَمْرَ لَا بُدْ مِنْهُ, it's a must. So if the wali al-amr prevents someone that he sees a benefit in preventing from going to jihad, hopefully he'll be rewarded for his intention. Sinful for his disobedience, rewarded for his intention. The last thing we'll deal with, because we're not going to get to all of it, is this question that will help us understand some matters. هل يجوز, is it permissible, al-jihad ma ahl al-bidah, to make jihad with and helping the people of bid'ah, ضد الكفار, against the disbelievers, لنصرة الإسلام, to give victory to Islam? Can we as Muslims upon the Sunnah go and support Ahl al-Bidah, or have them in our army? We're with them, and we're fighting against the kuffar. Shaykh Hafidhullah says, listen to his answer, نحن نبغض البدع, we hate the bid'ah, we hate the innovation, and وأهلها, and its people, and those who practice bid'ah. وَنُحَذِّرُ مِنَ الْبِدْعَةِ, we warn against innovation. وَأَهْلُهَا, and we warn against its people. وَنُرُدُّ الْبِدْعَةِ, we reject the bid'ah. بِالدَّلِيل, with evidence. And نُحُضُّ النَّاسِ, push the people على السُنَّةِ, to people on the sunnah. وَذَلِكَ مِنَ الْجِهَادِ بِاللِّسَانِ, and this that we do, hating to people bid'ah, hating innovation, warning against bid'ah, warning against innovators, rejecting bid'ah with evidence, pushing the people towards sunnah, this is jihad upon the tongue. وَالْبِدْعَ أَمْرُهَا خَطِيرٌ, innovation, this matter, is dangerous because it involves believing that the deen is deficient. It involves believing that the Prophet ﷺ was deficient and finding fault with him ﷺ and his message, and that he didn't explain the matters Allah ordered him when Allah said, وَأَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ ذِكْرًا, we revealed to you the reminder, so that you would explain to the people, to تُبَيِّنَ النَّاسِ مَا نُزِلَ إِلَيْهِمْ, that you would explain to the people what is revealed to them. So you, by saying that we need to innovate something, you're saying that the deen is deficient and that it wasn't completed, so we had to come with an innovation to complete it. وَهَذِهِ بِدْعَةٌ, these innovations, لَيْسَ عَلَى حَدٍّ سَوَاءٍ, they're not all on the same level. مِنْهَا مَا هُوَ مُكَفِّرٌ, some innovations make you kafir, make you a disbeliever. وَمِمَّا هُوَ مُفَسِّقٌ, some innovations make you a fasiq, a sinner. Mufassiq. Then he said, وَنَحْنُ لَا نَحْكُمَ عَلَى أَحَدٍ, and we don't judge or make a ruling upon anyone, بِإِنَّهُ كَافِرٌ, that he's a disbeliever, or fasiq, an evildoer, حَتَّى تَقُمَ عَلَيْهِ حُجَّةٌ إِسْلَامِيَّةٌ, and to establish upon him what? The hujjah, the evidence in which he cannot reject. كَمَا قَالَ جَلَ ثَنَاؤُهُ, as Allah said, وَمَنْ يُشَاكِكَ الرَّسُولِ, and he who opposes the messenger, مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا تَبَيَّنَ لَهُ الْهُدَى, after the guidance has been made clear to him, وَيَتَّبِعْ غَيْرَ سَبِيلِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, and follows a path other than the believers, نُوَلِّهِ مَا تَوَلَّى, we'll leave him to what he has chosen, وَنُصْلِيهِ جَهَنَّمْ, and place him in the hellfire, وَسَاءَتْ مَصِيرًا, what an evil destination. وَكَقَوْلِ تَعَالَى, and like the statement of Allah, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ ارْتَادُوا, verily those who apostated, عَلَىٰ أَدْبَارِهِمْ, went back on their heels, مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا تَبَيَّنَ لَهُمُ الْهُدَى, after the guidance has been made clear to them, it is shaitan who made that fear seem to them. فَهَذِهِ آيَات, these verses, and anything that has the meaning of it in the Quran, also in the Sunnah, show that we do not declare anyone a disbeliever, nor do we declare anyone a fasiq until the root, until the knowledge and the evidence has reached that person. حَتَّى يَسْتَبَيِّنَ لَهُ الْحَقِّ, until we make clear to him the truth from falsehood. This is the first matter. The second matter, نحن لم نكفر أهل البدع تكفيرا مطلقا. We don't declare all of Ahl al-Bidah, absolutely every innovator, a kafir. Or takfiran amma, or general takfir, except the ones who their bid'ah is in fact mukaffarat, disbelievers. And the evidence has been made against them, like a Rafd, the Shia, the Twelvers we call them, Ithna Jafari, Ithna Ashariya, those who America seems to want to rule Iraq now, Khomeini and his guys, and these are kuffar. What tajahim, the Jahmiyyah, those who deny that Allah is over his throne, deny that Allah has any names or qualities, right? Tajahim, wahdatul wujud, like some of the Sufis who believe that all of this is Allah, and all of Allah is this. A'udhu billah. Wal hulu, that Allah is inhabiting certain people. These are kuffar. This is bid'ah what? Mukaffara. That makes a person kafir. Wa ala hadha, upon this, فَإِنَّ يُجُوزُ الْجِهَادِ مَعَ الْمُسْلِمِ. It is permissible to make jihad with the Muslim, whether he is a mubtadi'an, an innovator, or sahib sunnah, a person of sunnah. You got that point, Jamil? Sahib sunnah. لكن تحت راية, under a banner, رفعها إمام كما قدمنا. Yani that is raised by a ruler, Muslim ruler, Imam Muslim. Not asabat groups or jama'at, Jama'at al-Tabligh, want to make jihad, or Jama'at al-Huda, or Jama'at al-this, or Jama'at that, right? This is not how, right? It's not permissible for us to form a Jama'at and say, okay, let's make jihad. Because one, you don't have a ruler. You're not ruling over anyone except those dumb enough to listen to you. And those who find that they have enough of ignorance to put up with that madness, then they put their hand in and we down with you and let's go. But the point is, that's not an Imam Muslim. That's not a ruler. That's not a ruler. And everyone taking jihad and saying, well, let's do this and let's go that. So the Sheikh is saying it's permissible long as their bid'ah is not mukaffara. Ibn Taymiyyah says, somebody asks him about the Rafida, he said, no, you can't do it with them, the Shia, they're kafirs. Let Ahlul Sunnah do their thing, let them go ahead and do that. We don't need you. But for instance, about the Maturidiyya, or someone whose bid'ah is not mukaffara, someone who, is upon some form of innovation, not fighting under his banner, we're fighting under the banner of what? The Muslim ruler. But there happens to be some person upon innovation within the ranks. But his innovation is not what? Kufr, mukaffara, disbelief. And this is why Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, Shaykh al-Islam, the Shaykh of Aqeedah, the Shaykh of Minhaj, the Shaykh of Da'watus-salafiyyah, the Shaykh of Tayyat al-Mansura, he fought with a lot of Khurafi, Sufis in the ranks, and Ahl Bidah when they fought against what? The Tatar. He had no choice, because what he was trying to do was protect the people of Islam. But he fought with them and they knew his position. Shaykh Islam ibn Taymiyyah did so many rudud upon the Sufis, so many responses against the Shia, so many responses against the Ash'ara, so many responses against the Jahmiyyah, so many responses against the Mu'tazila, so many responses against the Karamiyya, so many responses against the Qadariyya, so many the man didn't leave anybody, right? They all hated him, they all hated him. So the point is that his fighting was what? Out of necessity. Just as if we go in one of the masajid of Ahlul Bidah, whose bidah is not mukaffara, and we have no choice except to pray there, right? We heard the adhan, so we go pray and we leave. Necessity. So necessity is never to be compared when there is not a necessity. If we are able to have a saf or ranks and a group of Muslims upon kitab and sunnah, you know what I'm saying? And we don't have any need for Ahlul Bidah, then of course that's first and foremost. But under necessity, long as we're under the banner of a legitimate ruler of a country, I know I understand, man, he ain't said this 100 times, but ruler of a country, man, who has the ability to form an army, not talking about a hoodlum, talking about a ruler. So this is something that is important. So now you have Fard Ain, Jihad, that is Fard Ain, Jihad is fard kifaya and jihad is sunnah. Now you have to have the idhn of wali al-amr. And you have to have jihad behind Imam. Now the way the Hizbis and the Takfiris get around this is they declare him kafir right off the bat. He's a kafir. He can't be my wali al-amr. He's kafir. Well, I don't have to fight with, I don't have to fight under him. Right? So what, those who have some taqwa and some sense understand that you can't just kick a Muslim out of Islam because you feel like it. The Jannah's not yours to let in who you want to let in, and hellfire is not yours to designate who you want to go there. After you wearing the wrong shoes, you go to hellfire. That's not the case. But the reality of the matter is that things have to be done based upon hujjah, based upon adillah, based upon following the aqwal of the scholars. This is basically some of what I wanted to say. He talks about the mudaharat, the marching, which to us, the vast majority of us, it should be something distasteful anyway. Just because you don't want to be compared to that mushrik Martin Luther King, walking up this avenue and walking down that avenue and, carrying a banner and shouting, for redress or whatever, no justice, no peace and all that madness. This should be, something that the Muslim finds abhorrent. He talks about preparation, which maybe we'll get into some other time, but basically it amounts to increasing our iman and our taqwa first, because the purpose of jihad is to raise the word of Allah Ta'ala and to make the word of Allah superior and to call the people to the worship of Allah Ta'ala. So those who call to something should be the first and foremost up on it. And before they ask anybody else to come to that, they must be on it themselves. So from this standpoint, we have come a little bit to the issue of jihad, and hope that it gives you a little ammunition to deal with those who want to shout and scream about the matter. Because nothing is stopping them or preventing them from getting on a plane and very well going to do some jihad somewhere if that's what they think they're going to do. It won't be jihad shara'i, the legislative jihad. Won't be. It'll be an innovative jihad. The help of Allah Ta'ala is not guaranteed since you have stepped, out of His, limits and transgressed His boundaries. But go ahead if that's what you want to do. Better than hear you shout and scream and irritate us, with this jihad at the top of your lungs. We're tired of it. And what makes it bad is, like I said, the people don't know the status of those who they are dealing with. The Palestinian issue. Some of the mashayikh who lived at that time used to say that in the 67 war, 6-Day War and others, that when adhan was called, the Palestinians, many of them, so-called freedom fighters, would pull the trigger of their machine guns so they wouldn't have to hear that. And adhan's called, they're going to shoot up in the air so they don't have to hear it. This is a type of madness. People worrying about Iraq and crying about Iraq and don't even know who the Iraqis are. Not every time you hear about a Muslim cleric, he's Shi'i. Those who curse Abu Bakr, those who curse Umar, those who say that all of the Sahaba became kuffar except 3. Salman al-Farsi, Abu Dhar, and Miqdad. Those that the Quran that we have is only a third of it. Zira fi, some increase has been made in it. Wa naqasa minha kathir, and a lot of it is lost. This is the madness that the people are up on. And this miskin, this jahid, this one who has not had enough taqwa, not enough sense of respect to come learn the deen of Allah, is running his mouth about jihad and going over there and protecting and defending people he don't even know. Their leader Khomeini said to the Shia that were in Afghanistan, take it easy with the Russians, for when they leave, your real enemy you can deal with them. And they're the Sunnis. The Sunnis. And you don't know what Ahl al-Raf did? You don't know what the Shia are on? We got to talk about that sometime. It's amazing